You do it right, so you learn it quickly by following two rules. Very important rules. Difficult rules to follow because our natural nervous systems in the modern day and age, the modern Western civilization, do not particularly incline us toward behaving this way. But if you do it this way, you learn very, very fast. Rule number one, you don't make mistakes. You don't make mistakes. Obviously, it means if you make a mistake, you stop immediately. But better than that, it means you avoid them in the first place. You avoid them in the first place by not taking action unless you're sure of what you're doing before you do it. People think that trial and error, fiddling around, is a good way to learn how to play the piano. It is not. It may be a good way to learn how to, hit a baseball out in the left field, right? Probably not, actually, right? Probably you could teach a kid how to hit a baseball better if you insisted on certain very perfect ways of approaching the whole problem from the beginning. But trial and error learning at the piano is disastrous. And the reason it takes longer to learn the piano than it should have to, far longer for most people, is a very peculiar reason, and that's this. We learn it too fast, so we learn it wrong, just as fast as we learn it right. And no sooner have we learned it wrong than we have to spend all our time trying to get rid of the wrong part as well as learning it the right part. You do it 3 times right, 3 times wrong, and you're sunk. You're spending most of your time now trying to iron out a gesture that has already gotten messed up. It's not that it takes a long time for the body to learn these roots. It's that we learn them very quickly, and therefore we don't want to learn them wrong. If we learn them right, very carefully, over and over and over again, it's not even the number of repetitions so much as the caretaking that's given to learning it correctly, not making a mistake. So when you go to practice your scale, and you're going to take an E major scale, say, as this week's project, you want to look at that E major scale in the book, you want to rehearse the fingering on the top of the keyboard, and now you want to say to yourself, look, I really would like to have 2 or 3 perfect repetitions of an E major scale. Let me make sure I know what the fingering is before I do it. I don't want to make a move that's a wrong one. Because if I do, and then I correct it again the second time, I've already taken 2 steps backwards and 1 step forward. If I make 2 mistakes and play it 3 times wrong and then 3 times right, I'm just treading water. You want to walk forward, and every moment you spend there, you want to be making progress. I want by the time you're down the line 3 months, you really are learning and gobbling it up and knowing how to learn and have taught yourself how to learn and have a real appreciation for what learning is like at the keyboard. Well, learning at the keyboard is learning to do it perfectly because we learn too quickly and cannot afford to contaminate a movement by making a mistake.